Everyone go to grid 045098. 045098. What's that that mark that's there at 0545098. 045098.
KKK.
No. It's a dunce
Dunce
cap for
cap.
Curtis.
Sorry,
No, it's
say again?
actually a tower.
Oh, that's what I just said.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little watchtower. Think of the airfield, the ones that are always around it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we covered bridges, water, trig points, towers, fountains. Cool. Okay, now we're going to talk about some particular terrain features. All right, now we're going to talk about 3 in particular. We already talked about a cliff, so you know what a cliff looks like. Now, in those yellow boxes, there's a saddle, and there's, like, if you look back at home, there's a saddle and a valley. I'm going to go look at a valley right now. So, Death Strike, teleport your guys to, I'm going to mark it with a white X, or a green X. Cool?
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, BRB. Oh, I could have gone worse.
Okay, so what we have to our northwest is a valley. Now, a valley, how you can, everyone look at your map. Valley is nature's rain gutter. In real life, you can almost count on a valley to have water in it at some point. So that's a survival tip. Now, note that it's kind of pointing towards the northwest. I'm marking black X's just to kind of illustrate that it's pointing. That means that the slope of this particular valley is going towards the northwest, and its downslope is towards the southeast. Now, a valley is a terrible, terrible place to send your guys through. Anyone know why?
It's easy to spot you.
Not only an uphill, there's a greater problem.
Easily to spot.
Ambush.
Real life or in the game?
Tactical, real life.
You move slow all the time, uphill.
You can't move in all directions evenly.
No.
Like save speed.
The enemy can
No.
fuck you up with crossfire.
There you go. The enemy can fuck you up with crossfire. That's exactly it.
Okay.
So what that means is that fucking, like, let's go for a stroll. Follow me.
I'm super fast.
Stop here. Now everyone look left and right of us right now. We're in the middle of the valley. Why is this bad?
Because the enemy can shoot it off from each side without worrying about friendly fire.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's the issue, is that it's a perfect kill zone. That if enemies, sorry, if we were the enemy, and if we were the good guys and the bad guys were on those fucking rises to the left and right of us, they have perfect cover and perfect opportunity to destroy us, and we're fucked. Right?
Yeah, roger.
Okay, so avoid valleys whenever you can, and you're planning routes and stuff. Death Strike.
Yaul.
We're going to teleport to...
The saddle.
No, not the saddle. Just outside of the saddle. Red X. Grade 06604.
Yes, it.
Okay.
Oh, hello.
Alright.
Chill.
Okay, now, you can't see it too well here, but pretend all the trees towards our southwest were gone. And right now, you see how it kind of goes downward and then back upwards, almost like a saddle or a camel's back? That's what a
Yeah.
saddle looks like, relatively. If you check out your map, and you look at the saddle, you'll notice that there's one hill and then there's another hill. So picture it like there's a dot, there's another dot, and then you have your cleavage right in the middle, two tits and cleavage. That's what a saddle is best represented by. What's important about a saddle? You never want to crest in between the two parts. Again, if enemies were on like this black X or this black X and this one and that one, then guess what? You're fucked up crossing in the saddle. Everyone follow?
Roger.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what a saddle looks like. Now, why would you want to know what a saddle in a valley looks like? Because if you're lost and you see two mountains like that and they're really high or they're really short, it doesn't matter. If you can tell that it's a saddle, that's one point of reference that you can use to figure out where you are. A cliff, a point of reference. Lighthouse, point of reference. Valley, point of reference. All these things are points of reference. Or hell, even something as so trivial as when you're in a town, if you don't know which town it is, run to one of the ends of it and then look for a sign. Literally, like a town sign that says the name of it. Those are all methods to figure out where you are when you're lost. Okay, any questions about terrain features? Alright, so we're going to talk about route planning. When you're planning a route, most often in this game, your leaders will tell you, okay, walk on bearing 140. So that's one way to do it. That's one way to plan a route, and that's just called a point route, where you're going from point A to point B, and you're walking on a specific bearing, not worrying about the terrain. Okay?
Yep.
So anyways, if I told you fucking to walk on a bearing of 40, you're going to do it. And then I'd tell you to stop, turn, and face this one and walk on that another bearing. That's one way of making a route. It's pretty simple, it's pretty basic, it's pretty straightforward. Does anyone know what a handrail is?
Nope.
Okay, Rich, if you're going upstairs in your house and you're a little bit sore, you're going to grab onto a handrail to help you, right? Okay. And fucking, if you're going down an escalator, you're going to hold on to something so that you don't trip and fall and get eaten by it, right? That's a handrail. It's no different than in a context of navigation. A handrail is something that you can use to guide you along a route. So for instance, things that are good handrails: roads, power lines, railways, even tree lines. Okay, considerations when you're planning a route. Tactical considerations are things like avoiding valleys, not cresting a hill, and consider that in this game, if I told you all to carry 12 satchels, what's going to happen when you start to sprint? Anyone?
We're gonna fall over and
You're going to
die.
fall flat on your face. You're going to be fatigued and unconscious. So when you're planning a route, don't make it always an uphill route. Because your guys, and in this game it's modeled, they get tired if you're going uphill all the time. So try and just like move along fucking contours if you have to. Use the contour lines, the handrail if you want. Just try and like, how's the best way I can explain this? Everyone look towards the northeast right now. Turn around this way. Okay. Now look, you see how it's moving uphill, right? Now gradually look to your right until as though you're looking and you're seeing flat terrain. If you're looking towards your right and then you're seeing flat terrain, try and stay as flat as possible. Don't increase your altitude or decrease it. That means that you're walking along a contour. So you're walking level, which is best for your fatigue, and it's also something that you can use as a handrail. It's hard though, because what if you move up or you move down or you're not paying attention to the level ground? Well, then it's no good as a handrail anymore, right? So anyways, what I was getting back to is considerations when route planning is you don't want to be uphill, you don't want to be in valleys, ambush areas, you don't want to be in danger areas. Non-tactical considerations, as I said, fatigue is one, observation, like areas that you can see, and the difficulty of the route. If you're going to be moving through a massive forest, you want to stay on your bearing the whole fucking time. Because if you get lost in the middle of a forest, well, you're lost in the middle of a fucking forest. With no GPS and everything, it's not easy if you can't see the end of a forest to find out where you are. Okay? Right on.
Roger.
Any questions on route planning?
Negative.
Okay. So we're going to move on to our last little point here, our last little dry lesson part where you have to hear me talk. And I can't teleport you all at once, so you're all going to figure this out anyways. But yeah. Death Strike.
Hmm.
Where the fuck do I want to go? One sec. Okay, here we go. We're going to go to rough grid, fucking 079031, marking with a black X. Okay.
Prigaroctiki.
You here? All right, good.
Yeah.
Okay, so now what we're going to talk about is called resection, also known as triangulation. This is how you would find out where you are if you don't have a GPS and you're a little bit lost. The first thing you have to do is look around and find some particular terrain features, so things that you could figure out where they are, where this thing is. All right, so everyone look around. What do you see that you can use as terrain features that are around us?
East, south.
Cliffside
What?
and lighthouse.
You have a cliff?
Yeah.
Cliff, lighthouse, good. Those are two. Give me
Town.
another good one. A town? It's kind of hard to use just a town in general. Can you see anything specific?
There's a harbor.
Harbor.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. And also, if you look to the furthest left of that whole dock and harbor towards the southwest, you see the the cisterns, the big round
Yeah.
buildings. You could
Yeah,
find
yeah.
those easy on the map, right? Also, you have the road, the T intersection. So these are all features around us that we could use to try and figure out where we are. Now, how do we figure that out? You have to locate them on the map. So first off, we'll find this lighthouse towards the southeast. It's on Cap Golova. All right, grid 083024. So I'm going to put a dot on that particular point, and it's red. Okay, and so we see that one, and now we want to get an opposing angle. So a feature at an opposing angle. Let's use that cistern. We'll use the one furthest on the left that we could see. So I'm going to use the corner of it. I'm going to put another red dot. Okay, so that's 2 points. And now a third point, we could use that Pit Kozlova, but we can't see the exact peak of it, so it might not be the best one to do. Third point. Oh, we can use one of the cranes in that fucking city of Shenogorsk. Now, where's the crane represented on the map?
Not at all.
Okay. So I'm going to try and use one of the towers instead, industrial towers. Or wait, what about that big hotel building?
Yeah, that.
That is an Orthodox church. Okay, and that big fuck-off building is where?
But you
Wait,
can't see.
You
on
trying
map
to get
or
somewhere
how?
high?
I'm just trying to figure out the altitude, or sorry, where that building is on the map.
Can't we use
Oh.
the buildings behind us?
Are you talking about the hotel?
Yeah, hang on. Okay,
That'll be
so first
grid
off,
zeros.
I've discovered these buildings, okay? I'm going to use that crane, actually. Hang on a second, I'll tell you exactly where it is.
Well, I know where the church is.